I'll give it a tour.
Myself.
Like, yeah, this Jaws. This Jaws.
I'm Paul. I will be your tour guide. Hello.
Hi, Paul.
There's someone next to me. His name is Jose. He's very important. He's driving. Say hi to Jose again.
Hi, Jose.
He waved.
You might go.
Up on the monitors, I have somebody who's going to give our tour a quick introduction. He's a former cast member of Saturday Night Live. Now he's the host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
His name's Paul.
And the greatest driver.
His name's Jose.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Tour guide Paul.
owes me $5.
Oh.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first,
Where you got Bam?
safety rules.
We do have some safety rules for our trip around the studio. The tour usually runs about 45 minutes. 45 to 50 is the average length of our trip. So if at any time during the tour you need immediate assistance, if you have a medical emergency, maybe you dropped something important off the side of the tram, you're experiencing sound issues, video issues, whatever your emergency, there's a red emergency cord, hangs down the center of the tram ceiling. So please don't jump off the tram for any reason. Pull the cord if you have an emergency. We'll stop when it's safe to do it. I'll see what you need help with. Otherwise, throughout the entire tour, remain seated, keep your arms and legs inside the tram. Please no smoking on the tour. That includes vaping.
Oh my God.
If you want to, take pictures, take videos, have your phones and cameras ready. You can get a picture of Super Nintendo World over here on the right, good photo opportunity, but keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of sudden tram movements throughout our trip, so hold on. Even while you're taking pictures, hold on. Try to secure all your belongings so they don't fall off the side. We're going to have loud noises, fire effects, and water effects, so you might get a little bit wet. And then finally we ask, because you're sitting very close to a lot of people, maybe some of the people around you are strangers, don't use selfie sticks. Don't put your phone on a pole and hit people in the head while you're trying to take a video of yourself. That's it. Not everything that we're going to drive by today is fake. Not everything on our tour is a movie set.
Oh.
That's real, I guess.
Hi, station.
Hi guys.
Is it really?
Can I get a sticker?
People are taking pictures. They have these in every city.
Are you sure that's real?
A fire truck.
I never heard of that.
So Universal Studios is part of NBC, Universal. This is one of the world's leading entertainment companies. So this includes Universal Pictures, Focus Features, Peacock, and NBC Television. And this year, NBC celebrates its 100th anniversary. From trailblazing radio and television to launching The Today Show, The Voice, Saturday Night Live, The Office, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and every beloved show in between, NBC has been the home of news, sports, and entertainment for an entire century. We're celebrating the network all year long. I'm going to be talking about things that have filmed here for 100 years. This first stage that we passed by on the left, number 12, it's a 98-year-old stage. It's the oldest one we have here, built in 1928, and that's where we filmed Frankenstein. Back in 1931, they had the inside of the laboratory where Frankenstein created the monster. Dracula filmed in stage 12. All of these movies filmed in stage 12.
No way.
And over the years, a lot of visionary directors have worked inside these sound stages, including James the Minion. The stages that we're passing by now, some of the doors are open a little bit. They're currently empty, but they had just recently used these stages for Hacks, HBO Max comedy series. The show was produced by Universal Television with Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder. The last two stages on the left, 8 and 7, for 4 years we used for our drama series Bel Air, which streams on Peacock. And Jennifer Gardner, who is very nice, by the way, she's been working on a new original Peacock series on the lot. It starts streaming next month, The 5-Star Weekend, based on a best-selling novel. Another original Peacock series that filmed here is The Paper, which is a spin-off of The Office. And The Paper stars Domhnall Gleeson And these two actors up on the monitors, Chelsea Fry and Oscar Nunez.
Hi, Studio Tour.
We're here on the lot where we filmed a paper which follows our characters' day-to-day lives as employees of a struggling newspaper, the Toledo Truth Teller.
That's right. Unlike many other TV shows, the paper uses multiple cameras and a variety of shot types and movements to give our show a true documentary.
It's a spin-off.
The camera is always around whenever we're on the set. It's important that we stay in character.
Hey, Oscar, what's your favorite part of working on the lot?
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that question. You know what? I love being around talented, wonderful, hilarious people. I also get to work with Chelsea Fry. How about you, Chelsea? What's your favorite?
Oh, I love waving to the trams.
Yeah, that might have been.
Okay. You can probably stop waving now.
No, it's fine. Let's try.
Yeah?
Yeah, just try it. It's great.
The reason I just showed you that video is because the paper had filmed its entire first season inside these stages that were passed up on the right, 16 and 17. They're currently working on season 2. They've been shooting inside some of the other stages here. I just a moment ago showed you a quick video with one of the minions, James the Minion. This is something for the children on the tram. We're going to be passing by 2 more Minion statues over here on the right. Kids, who are those statues? What are their names?
Kevin.
Yeah, okay, adults can play too, I guess. Kevin is a popular guest, but he wasn't one of those minions.
What?
Bob.
Oh, Stuart.
Bob and Stuart. Bob and Stuart. What are you pointing at? What are you taking a picture of? Ted is another one of our family films.
Very family.
Doug Bailey.
It's not a family film. I wanted to know if you're listening. Ted says bad words. He's got a television show
Oh yeah,
that
he
films
does.
on the lot. It's
Yeah.
for Peacock. On the tour, we're going to be driving right through some of the sets that they used for that series.
Oh, I
Right
watched
now,
like the first.
we're passing by these bungalows, which are the offices for the directors, the producers, the writers.
Dude.
Kevin Williamson
Dude,
is all
there's a
3.
lime
He just
green
recently
buggy down
co-wrote, produced, and directed Scream 7, horror film that was released through Paramount. But his office is here. It's this office right behind the little white fence on the left. His production company is Outer Banks Productions. We're about to
yes.
drive by an office for Mark Platt. He's a producer. He produced Wicked and Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good. His office is down the driveway
That was
on the
definitely a
left.
rider.
It's got an MP sign and a Wicked balloon in front of it. We're going to drive by an office. It has a little bungalow, a little canopy above the front door of the bungalow, and on the wall, a profile of one of the most famous directors of all time, Alfred Hitchcock. That was his office back in the 60s and 70s. The director of Psycho and The Birds and Vertigo. And then the last office on the left, this big office, is where they write and produce St. Denis Medical. It's one of our NBC comedies, takes place in a hospital, so all these parking spaces in front of it are for people who work on the show. That stars David Allen Greer, Wendy McClendon Cuddy, and Allison Tolman.
Dude,
Welcome to St. Denis Medical Center.
St. Denis Regional Medical.
I have access to some really good stuff, and I
They
will.
get like a in-person one.
That was a test.
We're like the Avengers, you know?
We're not supposed to have favorite patients, but we do.
I almost don't want them to get better.
Hey, I'm kind of blotchy.
It's the other one.
Oh my God, that's much worse. Wow.
St. Denis Medical Films inside the soundstage on the left, right behind the office, number 26. They're not filming today. They're on hiatus right now. They're on their break in between seasons. You can catch all of season 1 and 2 streaming on Peacock, and they're inside the stages getting it ready for season 3. So they'll be back soon for new episodes. Although our sound stages are pretty soundproof, we recently discovered they're not monster-proof. A monster blew up a soundstage. For the first 5 minutes of the tour, Jose was driving through the area called the front lot with the offices and the stages. Now we move into the back lot, and this is where we have the sets that are too big to fit inside the stages. The outside of the hospital on St. Denis Medical is on the right side. It's right behind that white truck. The street they're on right now is the same street that Marty McFly drove a time machine down at the end of Back to the Future. Lightning hit a clock tower at exactly 10:04, and this is one of the most famous sections of the back lot. Courthouse Square. It was Hill Valley in Back to the Future. This is such a famous part of the back lot. We're going to stop for a minute. We're going to give you time to get some pictures. That City Hall building, that was the clock tower. And it doesn't look the same now as it did in Back to the Future because that movie filmed here over 40 years ago. So the set has undergone a lot of changes. Other productions have used the area. But I can show you how it looked in Back to the Future. Here it is, 1985. 2 years before Back to the Future was released, Norman Bates was released from that courthouse in Psycho 2. Our classic To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962, Gregory Peck defended his client there. In our comedy Bruce Almighty, Jim Carrey and Jennifer Aniston, there's a riot in front of the courthouse. And in 1989, they lied and told us the world would look like this by now. Because this is Back to the Future Part 2, where they go forward in time to 2015.
Wow.
They have flying cars, flying skateboards. We're 11 years behind schedule. Back to the Future is a good example of how we can transform our backlot sets to look like different time periods. We can make our backlot look like different cities. The street they're on right now. This is called New York Street. Wave to these people over here. Hello.
Oh.
Hello, David. Good to see you again. It's been a while.
Hi, David. Bye,
That's
David.
John.
Bye, David.
No, that's David. To tell you a little bit about New York Street, I'm going to bring back Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm walking
Cool,
here.
guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
So is Spider-Man fun?
As we travel through the backlot for the rest of the tour, past these big sets, most of the sets that we're driving by are facades. They're outer shells. They don't use these sets for the indoor scenes. Some of our facades are just one wall. Look right next to the tram. Over there on the left side of the tram, you'll see an example of a one-wall facade.
Oh my God.
They normally shoot the indoor scenes inside the sound stages. And since there's a giant sound stage over here on the right side of the tram, I'm going to bring up an Academy Award-winning director to tell you about it. Here's Peter Jackson. He directed King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
We're not going in.
Oh, we're not going?
I wanted
Oh, we
to-
are.
Oh, we are.
I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. And to me, Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. And it's great to have you along for the ride.
You ready?
We're about to return to Skull Island. Really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island. So he's beaten up,
You'll
scarred,
get shot, man.
chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times, and he wears the scars of a lot of those battles.
All right, adventure lies ahead. Hold on to your belongings. Remain seated and hang on. Here we go. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years.
100 foot high.
think he sees us. What the hell is this? No! 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 Ah, dang on! Get him! Oh, dude! Why is there another one? How did I stop? Why did I get one? Not you. I don't know.
Let's hear it for King Kong. He saved us.
Dude, I got shot in the face.
That was unexpected.
Dude, all of I didn't feel boom right across the
Thanks,
face.
King Kong.
W King Kong.
He was nice.
Ma. Marky
That's
wasn't
King
holding
Kong
on to his
360.
cartoon.
And that epic battle that we just encountered was designed by Peter Jackson. He worked very closely with the special effects team of Weta Effects. And these digital effects, CGI,
That ain't cool.
they've been important tools in movie making for many years. They've helped build the worlds in some of your favorite Universal films, from sci-fi to fantasy to action films and more. And once we leave King Kong, we're going to take you back into our back lot. And the first time we drove through New York Street, I just told you how the sets are built, the facades. Now I'm going to talk about some of the things that have been filming out here recently. Anybody been watching the Prime original series Spider Noir? Stars Nicolas Cage. They shoot on 3 different movie studio sets, but they do a lot of scenes out here on New York Street. The show takes place in New York in the 1930s. So when they're filming and our trams were driving by, there was all these 1930s cars lined up in the street. They had people walking around dressed up in suits and fedoras like from the 1930s. We're driving right next to them while they shot. We weren't allowed to say what it was. Sometimes we have something called an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which immediately turns the production into a top secret production. That prevents us from pointing out spoilers, things that are supposed to be surprises, and when they're filming, we don't know they're surprises, we're just pointing things out. So sometimes we have to keep things under wraps until it's ready to be released. So since Spider Noir is now streaming on Prime, we can talk about it. There was another show that was filmed out here recently. We were driving by, it wasn't top secret. They had the sets kind of look like they were destroyed, and they had some military vehicles out here. The military vehicles were burnt like they had been destroyed, and it was a spin-off of the Big Bang Theory. It's called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe, but unlike Big Bang, it's not a sitcom. It doesn't film in front of a studio audience. It's a comedy that takes place during a post-apocalyptic period, and it's got some of the characters from Big Bang. Stewart was played by Kevin Sussman. He's the character that worked in the comic book store, and he's the star of the show. It's going to be streaming on HBO Max. We also use this part of our backlot, New York Street, for our comedy series Ted. That show takes place in Boston, but it actually films on our backlot on New York Street. All this activity over here on the left side of the tram, they've got a couple tents set up. They're moving a lot of equipment in the stage 34, but they were using the equipment yesterday in stages 30 and 31. They were filming The Voice. They're working on seasons 30 and 31 at the same time. They remove the wall inside the stages that separates them. So for The Voice, that's one big stage. All those big trailers in front of it are for the voice coaches. Our 4 voice coaches for this season are Kelly Clarkson, Riley Green, Adam Levine, and Queen Latifah. And Reba McEntire, she's frequently one of our voice coaches. She does her comedy series Happy's Place for NBC, right next to The Voice. That's done in 32 and 33. She's on hiatus right now as well. She's on her little break. But up on the monitors, here's Reba.
Hey there, I'm Reba McIntyre, and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on Universal Live. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle, all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. Yoo-hoo! I'm starting to sweat. I was thinking about it. The men are the ones that's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
Thanks, Reba. I'm going to bring back my friends, the Minions, real quickly up on the monitors. And after I play this real quick scene, I'll explain why I brought them back. The Minions were applying their makeup to get into character, and makeup often plays an important part in horror films. Lon Chaney was a master makeup artist. He played the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was known as the Man of a Thousand Faces, as well as he played the Hunchback in our original silent version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And this is a very historic part of the backlot we're driving through. It's called Little Europe, and some of these sets were built in 1923 for that film. You can see these sets in Frankenstein, in The Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, The Mummy, The Invisible Man. Whenever there would be a scene in one of those movies, there's a big mob of angry villagers, and they usually have torches. They're marching through a village, they're looking for a monster. It filmed out here in Little Europe. The sets that we use for these monster movies are the same sets we use for our comedy series, The Good Place, with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. They filmed here for 4 seasons, and it's another area that they use for Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, the Big Bang Theory spinoff. When they were doing the monster movies out here in the 1930s and 1940s, they never had to worry about our trams driving by in the background ruining the shots, because we didn't give tours around the studio until 1964. So how do we do it now? Every day we have multiple trams driving around, and we use these sets for productions. So we have a very simple system. When they're using one of the backlot sets for filming, they put a security guard on each corner of that set, and the security guards have red flags. And when the director calls action, the cameras start rolling, all the security guards around the set hold up the red flags, and it does 2 things. The first thing, it signals us to turn off all the sound on the tram. So if we're in the middle of pointing out nothing happened. But that's what we have to do. We have to immediately stop talking because they don't want to hear our voice over the speakers. The second thing the flags do, they make us stop the tram, so we're not driving by in the scene. When the director calls cut, they lower the flags and we continue on. So sometimes we're driving right next to where they're filming, like when they're doing Spider Noir. Sometimes we'll do a movie or a television show and the characters visit a movie studio. So in those situations, they don't stop our trams. They purposely have them drive by. These are some quick examples. These are important words of wisdom. I'm not allowed to say that, but they let me play that video. At this point, we're halfway through the tour, so we've got like 20 minutes left of the trip. Whenever we get to the halfway mark, we always give everybody on the tram a reminder of the safety procedures, because this is something that happens a lot during the tour. People take a picture, a video, and they drop their phone off the tram. It's a common occurrence. Sometimes people just can't wait until the end of the tour to use the restroom. Whatever your emergency, it's okay. Just don't jump off the tram. Use the red cord above you. Have a seat after you pull the cord. When we're in a safe area, we can stop and I'll come back. I'll see what you need help with. We want to make sure you guys stay safe on the tram. Because they're not doing any filming today inside Soundstage 50, they're giving us permission to drive the trams through to show you a set that they're working on. It looks like a subway station inside. They haven't told us what the production is yet. So I don't know if it's for a movie or a television show. It's not an NDA. So as soon as we pull through the door, on the left side of the tram, there's going to be a chalkboard. It's got their production schedule on it. It says Ticket Machine Heist. It's not the name of the production, but it's the scene that they're going to be filming inside. So we know the subway station has been built for a heist. When we drive through, we're going to stop. I'm going to tell you more about the set. Even when we come to a complete stop, I want to make sure that you remain seated and that you're hanging on. Unlike when they're filming out here on the back lot using these outdoor sets, we're allowed to drive by sometimes when they're filming outdoors. But when they're ready to shoot inside the stage, they're not going to allow us to drive the tram through anymore. So today you have a good opportunity to get some pictures of a set before they completely close us off to the public. You can see by the production schedule, they had to be here at 6 o'clock this morning to work on the set. On the left side of the tram, running the whole length of the stage, there's a track. And they built that track for a subway station set. They built 2 cars in the subway train. They can roll back and forth on that track as many times as they need to get the shot. Last week, they were testing it. So our trams were driving through and there was a subway train rolling through the stage. The stages are pretty soundproof. They're about 90 to 95% soundproof. They do block out a lot of the outside noise. So we're going to stop here for a moment and tell you a little bit more. Whoa, whoa!
Marky got scared.
It's an earthquake. Hold on. It takes about 10 seconds to reset. The train's going backwards into the tunnel. Everything goes back to the original position. That special effect has been part of our tour for 37 years. It opened in 1989, but when they were building the attraction in the late 80s, they based it on a hit Universal film from the 1970s. And that movie was...
I don't know how he slept through, but he slept through it.
No?
Above with a sweet.
Earthquake. It was Earthquake. I asked that of a group earlier this morning. I said, what 1970s film was that based on? Someone said Jaws. I said, what part of that reminded you of Jaws? Jaws does not take place in a subway. Jaws takes place off an island called Amity. There's a billboard on the left. Amity Island welcomes you. We had to close Amity Beach for a little bit because we had some shark attacks. We caught a shark. It's hanging in front of the hotel. even though we caught the shark, we can't open the beach because there's another shark still lurking out here. So we're gonna drive across the dock and we're gonna get to the other side of the beach.
Where they at? Where they
Oh,
at?
there it is. It's in the fog. There's the fin. Oh, it's coming this way. Hey! You gotta get out of the water. This beach is closed.
Bob, no!
The shark ate him. Yay! This is a really old dock that we're driving over. Everybody, please remain seated. Tell the person on the phone you're seeing Jaws.
Dad. Go ahead. Oh, that feels hot.
See the
That
shark
feels
is
hot.
underwater. Oh, it's
Damn! Oh, he right there! Yeah! That's a big boy! That's a big boy! Oh my God! That's it.
That's why
Smoggy,
Mason
did he
has a
scare
window.
you?
No, I just see
Sir, you were on the phone. You missed Jaws. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah.
Did you miss it? No, you're okay? All right. This attraction is now part of our tour for 50 years. This opened back in 1976. Steven Spielberg directed the film in 1975. That's not the shark that he used in the movie. Our shark works better than his. When they were filming Jaws, they built several of those full-size mechanical sharks. None of them worked. They kept breaking. They kept malfunctioning. So most of the time in Jaws, the only thing you see of the shark is the fin come out of the water. It was the same special effect we had just used in front of the scuba diver. Just the top of the shark with the fin on it. There are very few shots in Jaws
Yay,
where
my
you see
favorite one.
the mechanical shark because they just wouldn't work. Sometimes you don't even see the fin. You just hear John Williams music, so you know the shark is getting close to the boat. But we're gonna stop the tram for a moment. In this little village, we're going to demonstrate some really simple weather effects. Inside the sets, there are speakers, and we've added the sound of thunder. There are strobe lights flashing to look like lightning, and hidden in the trees are sprinklers. We're going to turn the sprinklers on to create rain. This is how easy it is to create a storm whenever we need it. Now, the problem with this special effect, we do it all day. So every time a tram stops here, it rains. The water's recycled, but the set is built on a hill. So over the course of the day, a lot of water builds at the top of the hill, and then it overflows. And when it overflows, all this water comes rushing down at once. It creates a flood. And there's unfortunately been a couple times the flood has hit a tram when we're passing through. This morning, you're on that tram.
Sweet.
Careful if you're sitting on the left side, there's a flood coming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. There we go.
Did it get you, Mom?
Now look up at the monitors because this is that same special effect in the movie Big Fat Liar. This is
Yeah.
a family comedy.
Love this movie.
That movie.
Here's that. Favorite comedy.
Nacho Libre with Jack Black use these same sets. Three Amigos, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase. That movie turns 40 years old this year. That came out in 1986. Nacho Libre and Three Amigos are not Universal films. Three Amigos was Orion, Nacho Libre was Paramount. Any movie studio can rent any section of our backlot. Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers, they've all done movies at Universal. And because we've been doing productions for over 100 years, sometimes our sets have to undergo a little refurbishment, get a little facelift. That's what's going on out here in the Western town. They're rebuilding some of the Western sets in an area where over the years we did movies with cowboys like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Jimmy Stewart, Kirk Douglas. These are some of Universal's Western stars.
We're just gonna stir things up here.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
A few years ago, before they were doing the construction out here, there was a movie filming, and it was an NDA, so we weren't allowed to say who starred in it. We couldn't say who was directing it. We couldn't say the name of the film, because if we said the name of the film, we know you guys are going to Google it. So all we could say was, hey, this is a top secret production. And then we had to turn off all the sound as we were driving by. We're driving right next to Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Quentin Tarantino. They were shooting Sony's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leonardo DiCaprio's character was an actor in the film, and he was working on a Western television show, and they're shooting the Western scenes out here in the back lot. But we couldn't talk about it. Quentin Tarantino wanted it to be a secret while they're shooting. Steven Spielberg does the same thing. Whenever he's doing a movie on the lot, we can't talk about it until it's ready to be released. Spielberg got his start here at Universal when he was only 21 years old. That's when he directed his first television show, an episode of Night Gallery. It's created by Rod Serling, who also created The Twilight Zone. Spielberg had a lot to do with the Jaws attraction, built for the tour 50 years ago. We're going to be driving by Jaws again. We're not going to drive through it. We're going to pass it to get to another part of the back lot. And I'm going to bring Steven Spielberg up on the monitors to tell you about it.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal, trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created.
There's a house that we're passing by on the right side of the tram. It's not a facade. Nobody lives in it. It's a movie set. But it's a practical set, which isn't as common as the facades. This set can be used for both the indoor and the outdoor scenes. It was originally built for a musical comedy, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. It starred Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. The street that we're on right now, this is Steven Spielberg Drive. And Spielberg has a new Universal film out in theaters, Disclosure Day. And up on the monitors, here are two of the stars of the film, Emily Blunt and Coleman Domingo.
Hello everyone, I'm Emily Blunt.
And I'm Coleman Domingo. Let us tell you about our new film, Disclosure Day.
This film explores what happens when a single, undeniable truth is revealed to all 7 billion people on Earth at the same moment. Ordinary people are confronted with something far bigger than they ever imagined.
Designed to be seen on the big screen, this is a story meant to be shared, felt, and experienced together. Here's a special look at Disclosure Day, when all will be revealed.
People are starved for the truth.
The human race cannot accept what we know.
From Steven Spielberg.
What did you steal?
Secrets.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world.
If you do this, there's no undoing it.
That's the plan. 3, 2, 1.
This is Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. Rated PG-13 in theaters now.
Over on the left side of the tram, we've got a lot of famous vehicles from movies and television shows, and some of them are from other Steven Spielberg productions. Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, The Flintstones, Back to the Future Part 2. We've got one of the Bumblebees from Transformers, which is a Paramount production. Picture cars don't need to work. They don't even have to have engines. They just need to look real when they're being filmed. Now, we've got 3 more movie sets that we drive through. We're almost back to the theme park. We're almost home. Just a few minutes left. We're still on private property. So one last reminder, if you have an emergency before the tour's finished, don't jump off the tram. Please use the emergency cord. You especially don't want to jump off the tram here because we're passing by the Bates Motel, which is run by Norman Bates. Norman is that creepy guy standing at the top of the steps, staring at our tram. He goes mad sometimes.
He's in a different spot.
That's fair, I guess. We're gonna make our way up to the house from Psycho, and as we do, we pass by our official scale model of the Hollywood sign off to the left. It's currently decorated for our mega movie summer. Norman walked up to the front porch. He doesn't like when trams drive by his house. He gets very angry. He's pacing back and forth.
Hi, Norman.
Hey, Norman, we don't want to bother you, but there's a set in your backyard that I want to show the people on the tram. Norman.
Oh my.
Norman. Put the knife away. Go back in the house.
Oh, Norman.
Go back in the house. Don't look at us like that. Don't walk towards the tram with the knife. Norman, bitch. I will tell your mother.
Whoa. Yo, Marky, why'd you cross
Look
the
what you
plane?
did to the airplane. It's a sharp knife.
Yo, the
An
Mustang.
airplane crashed behind the Psycho house, but Norman Bates didn't do this. Aliens did this. This is a set that was built for Paramount's War of the Worlds.
Excuse me, sir.
Set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around
What do you think he's doing?
You forget to sit down and talk about War of the World. I thought, what if the 747
Call your boyfriend and ask.
right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed?
Robbie, get in. Get in.
The airplane is not a facade. That was a real plane. And when they made the movie, they got a full 747 and did that to it. People got paid to rip an airplane apart in a movie. That was their job. We're coming up to a little western town on the right side of the tram. The name of the town is Jupiter's Claim. And we're going to stop in it to give you time to get some pictures. There's a big blow-up of Little Ricky Jupe Park. And he's one of the characters from the suspense film Nope. Jupiter's Claim was built for the film, which was written and directed by Jordan Peele.
In the window.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life.
Bro, I don't know. He makes hecka horror films now, but he's like funny. It doesn't make sense.
Small-time Southern California
Was it Powell?
owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, I'm looking to the Winky Room.
Yo.
Picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie kid show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso Experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, old rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. Welcome to the world of no.
Oh my.
Most special effects nowadays are done with the computer graphics. So when they're shooting a scene that involves special effects, throughout the set they'll construct either big green screens or big blue screens, and then later they can add the computer effects to where the screens were placed around the set. Now I want you to get your cameras ready, because coming up on the right side of the tram is a filming location called Falls Lake, and this features one of the world's largest freestanding blue screen backdrops. And coming up next to it is a set piece built right here on the lot for one of the most anticipated films of this mega movie summer. And here to tell you about it, director Christopher Nolan.
For the Odyssey, we wanted to take audiences on Odysseus' incredible journey across the world, across this mythical world of adventure. And to do that, we shot on IMAX film all around the world in incredible locations.
Bro, that book's
and
amazing.
we wanted to put audiences on the deck of his ship. So we shot with full-size ships, like the one that you're seeing right now, and went out on the oceans of the world with our IMAX camera and with our incredible cast led by Matt Damon to really try and take audiences on this incredible thrill ride.
The Odyssey in theaters July 17.
We're going to be stopping for a moment right next to one of the ships from the Odyssey. And Christopher Nolan shot almost all of the Odyssey on fantastic locations around the world, including Scotland, Morocco, and Iceland. However, principal photography wrapped up right here at Falls Lake with that very ship in the water. And we can't wait for you to see Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, shot on IMAX cameras. It's coming out in theaters July 17th.
Odysseus, don't you want to remember?
I remember a wife, a son.
It's on hold.
I can still save them. No one can stand between me and home. Not even the gods. The Odyssey in theaters July 17.
Now we're taking you guys back to the theme park, and you can continue your movie making experience. Go on rides that are based on hit movies and shows. Simpsons Ride, Transformers Ride, Jurassic World. A little bit later this year, we'll be opening that new roller coaster, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. We've got a stunt show in the park, Water World, a live SeaWorld spectacular. So if you haven't done it yet, while you're in the park, we do recommend that you download the Universal Studios Hollywood app, because that's going to give you information on today's park hours, wait times for the rides, show times for Water World. We also have mobile food ordering on the app as well. As we're heading back to the theme park, take a look around. Make sure that you have all of your personal belongings with you. We don't want you to leave anything important behind. Gather up all of your stuff. I want to thank our annual pass holders for coming back and joining us again today. And if you're not a pass holder and you'd like to be one, stop by the Universal box office. Find out how you can upgrade today's ticket into an annual pass. It allows you to come back and join us again and again. So it's a good idea to pick up one of those passes if you are coming back a little later in the year, once we've opened the Fast and Furious coaster. We're going to be staying open tonight until 7 o'clock. If you want to purchase any of the NBC Universal movies or shows I've been talking about while we've been driving by our sound stages and our backlot sets, you can visit this website up on the monitors, universalpicturesathome.com. You can also ask at any of our retail stores and find information about any of the titles that are scrolling up on the monitors. Your mega movie summer continues in the theme park. You can meet characters from Illumination's Minions and Monsters and Wicked, and celebrate the Fast and Furious 25th anniversary with a Street Racers dance show and so much more. So don't miss themed food, merchandise, plus live DJs. See the movies, then celebrate them with us every day this summer through August 9th. On behalf of our driver Jose and myself Paul, and all of us at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you enjoyed the trip around the studio, got some good pictures of where we do our productions. We stay open till 7. That's a wrap. Thanks for taking the tour, everybody. Have a good time today.